Hello everybody! I am a little nervous to talk about this. Okay, so I'm just gonna get into it. So I have been smoking pot since I was 15 years old. Now of course when you're 15, you probably don't, I didn't have a bunch of money, so I didn't smoke regularly. I've been smoking pot for a really long time, basically. I'm 35 now, so I've definitely been smoking pot every day, or just about every day, for a solid 15 years, I'd say. I mean, obviously I've had times where I didn't. I've been out of the country and for, you know, weeks at a time, and I didn't smoke. So it wasn't that serious, like I couldn't live without it, and it's still not like I can't live without it. But am I addicted to pot? I'd say so. I would say yes, I am. Because I experience, I guess, withdrawal symptoms. Not in a physical sense, I'm not going through DTs or anything, but in like agitation, irritability, like snappiness. I definitely have that going on today. So, I mean, if that's something that you would consider a withdrawal symptom, it's definitely something I would consider a withdrawal symptom. So, I guess that's one of the main reasons that I'm quitting, is because I'm addicted. It's super hard. It's not like, I've quit cigarettes, so if you can quit cigarettes, then I think you can quit pot. But I think the difference in pot is that it doesn't, on some level, it doesn't feel like it has that physical hold like nicotine does. And so like you think it should be easier, and then when it's not necessarily easier, like it feels weird. I'm scared, I guess. Several years ago, we quit for 3 weeks to just to clear out so that we could learn a particular meditation technique, transcendental meditation. They actually recommend that you're sober for 2 weeks before you learn the technique. So we did that, and we continued to stay sober for a week after we learned the technique, which was nice. And then the first time that we smoked, when we came back from that, I was actually pretty agitated, which was weird. It was not something that I was used to. I don't know if I was mad at myself for smoking because I had been clean for so many weeks, but I don't know. Either way, I was agitated. So I think it's just not big. It's not fun anymore. I don't know when it switched over, but it doesn't seem fun. This being 420, this is an appropriate topic. I've only been clean for less than 48 hours at this point, so it's interesting. Okay, so another reason I'm quitting, aside from it's kind of lost its appeal, is obviously we're trying to have a baby, and better do it now than to do it once I actually get pregnant. I think that just ups our chances, and it allows me to be cleanest, to have my body be as clean as possible. So the third reason, in a couple of weeks, I'm gonna start a intensive acupuncture, neuronutrient therapy, nutrition sort of protocol that'll last for 12 weeks. And part of that will be obviously overcoming my marijuana dependency. I wouldn't say I'm literally dependent on it, but I'm dependent on it to the point not to feel agitated because I don't have it. So there's that. I'm not like agitated all the time. I'm not agitated right now. Everything is fine. But it's the habit of it, right? It's like I eat a big meal and I feel like, okay, time to smoke pot. And then you're like, oh, but I'm not doing that. Oh, and then that feeling just like kicks in, and it hits me in my stomach, and it grips it, and it's like, oh, who wants that? Oh, I don't want to live like that. I want to be free from all of that. So that's The third reason I'm doing it is because I'm doing this. I'm getting healthy. Now that I have the addicted brain to pot, I don't know that I'll ever be able to have a healthy relationship with it. I just don't know. So it's like the long-term outlook is kind of scary for me, and it's weird at the same time. Like all of these places, it's legal now, and I kind of feel sad. I feel sad that, you know, I may not be able to enjoy weed anymore. I like it, but at the same time, it has lost its appeal. So I don't know if I like it because of the habit or if I like it because of the high. Truly, I don't really know. I mean, it's definitely helped me relax in the past and reduce agitation and anxiety on some levels, but it's also, I mean, it's affected my heart rate. It's definitely made me anxious. It has made me paranoid in the past, but it's never been something that I couldn't control with my mind. So I'm pretty good about that, and anxiety too. I'm pretty good at controlling my anxiety with just positive thinking. I just don't let myself get into a big rut. It's a really interesting situation. Being 420, I thought, like, for sure this is a great day to, I don't know, share this video. I'm leaving town for 2 weeks, so I'm hoping that those 2 weeks of me being gone will actually help. Just not being in my normal environments. John is planning on quitting with me, so I'm really grateful for that. Super grateful. I mean, obviously, we are trying to have a baby, not just me, so it can totally help him. There's the whole endocannabinoid system. They're doing a lot of research with that stuff right now. So it's kind of cool that we already have cannabinoids in our system. And that's technically what allows us to even have an effect from the THC in the first place. So that's cool, you know. It's not serving me anymore. I'm sure it has in the past, and it still does maybe a little every now and again. But at the same time, I mean, is it worth it? Is that worth maybe the other side of that? I think it's super great that it's being legalized in so many places, because that gives us gives us easier access to research. So I'm still an advocate of marijuana and its benefits. I'm also still an advocate of research. I'm an advocate of legalization. I'm hoping that we can start looking at it as, you know, it's not all good, but it's not all bad either. It has both. Like, if you take any one thing over and over and over, it definitely can cause harm. I just read a story about a woman that was taking a Chinese herb. You wouldn't think anything of the Chinese herb. You take it, it's good for you, whatever, it cures this thing or helps prevent something. But she took it for 5 years, and after 5 years, she had kidney failure and maybe something else, don't remember. Anyways, but so it worked for her at the beginning, but long-term use, side effects. Negative side effects. I know there are people out there that have been using it for a super long time that maybe have never experienced a long-term side effect. But when you smoke every single day, multiple times a day, and, you know, you're not really enjoying it as much, and you know that it's affecting more than just your digestion, like, maybe it's time to stop. So I'm stopping. It's time for me to stop. It's scary. Like I said, I have no idea if it's gonna be available to me in the long term. I don't know. I think that's the scariest thing. I'm just like, will I ever be able to smoke pot again? I don't know. Okay, I'd like to say, I'd like to think so. I'd like to be able to, like, go visit Colorado or go to Amsterdam and smoke some pot, you know? I definitely want to smoke some legal weed. That seems fun. Happy 420, everybody. I hope that you're all enjoying your weed if you're smoking it. If you're not, more power to you. Any wonderful advice you can offer me, I'll take it. What's interesting about the pot versus like cocaine or something, like it may be harder to come off of cocaine like at first, but it comes out of your system so fast. Whereas pot, because it stores in your fat cells, it takes a lot longer. I am very interested to see how long my agitation lasts. I know when we did quit for 3 weeks, it wasn't bad. But I do know that we still had those moments of like, oh God, I would like to smoke right now. And obviously we smoked again. So I think it's more like the long term. How long will it take to get out of my system? How well will I do with the side effects? And will I ever be able to smoke again and have a healthy relationship with it where it isn't doing, I'm not having negative side effects from it. So, wish me luck, guys. Wish me luck. As much as I can sit here and tell you all of those things, all the negative side effects, I still like it. I'm sure any alcoholic or whatever, you probably didn't stop drinking alcohol because you didn't like it. I would imagine you stopped drinking alcohol because you didn't like the effect of it. I also think I used it as a crutch, you know, like I use it as my medicine that isn't providing me any real help. Nothing that I can't do for myself. So, happy 420. Thank you for listening. If you guys need any support, if you have any issues, I mean, feel free to reach out to me. I have some education. I'd be happy to share any resources that I have with you. Be happy just to chit chat if you want. You can follow me on Twitter. Send me a message. Whatever. So, I'm quitting pot. Wish me luck. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so. Would love to have you. And if you feel like sharing this video, that would be great. Leave a comment. Tell me, do you smoke? Have you quit? What's been your experience with marijuana? Have you ever felt addicted to it, or whatever you have. Let's start a conversation about this. I think for me, talking about it actually helps me to get through it versus pretending like it doesn't exist, that it's like it gets trapped in my body. It's like, no, I don't want that. I'd rather talk about it. I'd rather be open and honest and freely talking about it. I think that's the most beneficial thing that I can do for me. So I'm gonna go on a bike ride now for my 420. So thank you guys. Have a great day. And, you know, smoke them if you got them, I guess.